Hello everyone, this is Relly Jones for another Yarn and Yore. Last time I looked through the character sheets and there was a particular item that reminded me of an adventure that my characters did, that Dark Shantae and Stella did, and I believe there was a third person, and I hope if I can remember the player manual, like if I see the name. Human Warlord, wasn't OSHA. It was not Garth. Tauntaun? I don't remember who Tauntaun was. Oh, yeah. That's interesting. Let's say it was this? What, level 1? I made people start as level 1. Trantor? Let's call him T. I think T was in the party. Because I knew it was more than just Dark Shantae and Stella. Let's call him T. And he was an elf ranger in this particular adventure. And I cannot for the life of me find the particular splat book that I got it from. I don't remember where I even got it from. It's very weird for me to say that. I think it was like from a kit that gave me a map. This is the map. No. Maybe if I find it between now and then, I'll make an addendum to this video. But yeah, it was a particular map where they were in a Frost Giants. Well, that's right, I actually got a Frost Giant. They were in a Frost Giants particular castle. And it was like completely frozen, like they magically warped in, was the adventure hook. So it's kind of out of canon or out of sync with the rest of the campaign. But I know it was done before the untimely demise of particular player characters. So I want to get it out of the way. So they were going to go fight this frost giant in this particular castle that it's hoarded up. And I remember you started in this area, which was like a warm spot, you know. It's a giant ice burn pretty much over the castle. And because there's warmth coming out of the castle, it's melted some of the ice, and you see there's like a dwarven cleric stuck in the ice. Which there was stuff you could do to release him, and he gave you like an extra, some sort of healing bonus, or like ability to heal yourself. But they didn't do it. There's like an item in there that you could have done to do it, and they didn't. So the party goes out, and I think the party immediately splits up. Like one goes to the particular food, like the cafe, not the cafe, the kitchen. One went to the library, and then one went to ended up finding the dungeon first, like where they captured stuff. So let's go with the library first. Within the library, it even stated in the adventure, like, I think I had flying books that they had to deal with. Like a book came in, like 2 flying books, and I think Stella was the one that was there. Goes and beats up the flying books. I could probably see with the particular items that they got. No, wasn't T. Wasn't that guy. I think it was Stella. So in this room, like on a mantle, is actually like this horn of dragon's breath, where it was like a potion of dragon's breath, which was intended to free the cleric out there, but then which is ironic that the dragonborn got the dragon's breath weapon. Like, I already kind of do this. I think she must have used it. I think she used it at the boss to give her another dragon's breath, but yeah. So Dark Shantae went to the kitchen because he was hungry, because he's a heavy set dwarf, and I think there's some guards trying to throw him into a trash heap which had like this big mouth monster that kept trying to drag him in. And I think he threw a chef in there and go ahead and decapitated a guy. Maybe that's where he got his spinal cords. Yeah, spinal cords in here. I don't know. This player character got weird stuff. Oh, and on this list he says he has the ability, the ritual, to become a Draco Lich. Which Dark Shantae would not have became a Draco Lich because he was a dwarf. The Dragonborn would look like one. Every time I look at these character sheets, I'm scared. Like, what were they? They're complete murder hobos. So I believe it was T. T went into the dungeon, and there's a lady in the dungeon. Like, help, free me! I'm secretly the keeper of this castle, and I can help you defeat the giant ice troll, or yeah, the ice giant that is currently taking it over. And so anyway, they do eventually free her, because I remember this being, I don't remember much, but I remember it eventually gets to the point of freeing them, and she's like, okay, there's this secret chamber, passageway to the bed chamber, and I think he's asleep at the time, and they eventually go up there, and there's like there's a passageway before you go in the room. They set up their plan. It was like, I'll distract him. Stella was like, yep, I'll distract him, and when he gets too close, I'll breathe fire on it at his face, and then everyone can come into the room. So eventually, like, Stella breaks in and wakes up the particular giant, and when the giant gets up in her face to like accuse her, she goes breath weapon. I think she had acid. Like, we did not get the idea that you had to keep with a particular breath weapon type at the time. That's something I definitely forced with Hiroshima, another D&D campaign character, but just breath weapons them right in the face, and this blindsides them, and then, oh man, this is bad. Somewhere in this adventure, I don't remember how, Shantae, being the dwarf, got like a potion of like ogre strength, or like some insane strength modifying potion. So he chugs it right before he's going into this frost giant. And I believe this was like the level 3 boss fight that they had in some sort of book. I remember it was a little splat book you could flip through. It wasn't even hardback. And yeah, so he comes in, charges in, and this giant had a winter crown, which gave him ice bonuses, and an ice spear. And then he's like, Shantae starts physically grappling with this giant, so a dwarf versus a giant, and with this boosted strength, he's starting to become, like, he's succeeding on his strength rolls, because I went to the dungeon manual and made it based on its strength, and he even rolled plus his strength, and he still kept winning. Kept winning, and then I think T was in the background shooting arrows because he's a ranger. Do 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 do, and then Stella's like, I unleash another breath weapon. I was like, oh my eyes! Made a penalty to his, -1 to his already like massive strength roll. But that wasn't enough. Dark Shantae yanked the spear out of his hands and not even stabbed him, beat him to death with his own spear. And yeah, they killed this like massive ice giant. Beat him to death brutally. Oh yeah, and that was the end. And Dark Shantae took his crown because he's very ego-centric. I'm a king now. Bow down to me, even to the player characters. And everyone's just like, oh my word. He kept getting like 20 and like 18 with his already pluses to his strength being he had a modifier of like a +4. because of how he rolled and how he put in the strength. So just overpowered this like level 3 frost giant, beat him to death with his own spear. And I think that's the last time that we saw T. I think. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Maybe he goes into the next campaign I'll talk about, because I know it was one of the bigger ones that we had. So yeah, that was Stella, T, and Dark Shantae, like, overpowering a giant. And it was a short adventure because, like, they gave out a little, like, fold-up map, and they expected you to already have some of the dungeon tiles from a different set. And like, it's like, hey, I don't have them all. It's like, why you do this? So I had to improvise with what was on there, and there was only the kitchen, the dungeon, and the library, and the entryway. And I think I had to even improvise the giant's, like, bedchamber, where Stella, it's like, you want a kiss? And then blew fire in his face. Yeah. I wanted to get that adventure out before I forgot it, because I was going to forget it, and forget it bad. So this was Relic Jones for Yarn and Yore. Oh no. Kingmaker? I know that's another adventure, but like King Dark Shantae? Yeah, we'll call it that. So Relic Jones out.